This old lep, he played one. He played pogo on his line. Teach you to steal me gold.
That leprechaun's on acid.
To a new world of gods and monsters.
The luck of the Irish is being packed and shipped to a little town in South Dakota whose luck may have just run out.
My ear! He got my ear!
You got the back door, right?
Ow!
You gotta stop the bleeding.
Toward the basement.
We're like really scared. Hello? I need the police. This is an emergency.
Hello?
Leprechaun.
It's out. It's out of the crate.
Welcome to Scarifyer. As always, I am the Ace.
I am the Gov.
And I'm Quinn.
And you are in the house that Psychos built. Today, we're talking all things Leprechaun 1993.
How unlucky.
Oh, yes!
But before we get into that, we have some pretty major announcements today, don't we, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
Big, exciting changes coming to Scarifyer. Super excited with all your guys' support. The growth in the show over the last month or so has been almost overwhelming. It's super cool. We're all excited about it. So we got some new stuff coming our way. So, Gov, what's first?
Well, we are dedicated here at Scarifyer to give you some original new content in the form of some new side projects that we're all doing individually. Now, don't get upset. This is not the band breaking up. We're still very much dedicated to this podcast, and it's our top priority at Scarifyer. However, each of us have developed our own side show, and we're going to start debuting them accordingly. Myself, the Gov, has a retrospective series called Here Lies Hollywood, which is going to focus on the short lives and ultimately deaths of some of the most anticipated horror movies that die a quick death at the box office.
Yes, well, for those of you who have listened, you should know by now that a big influence on my life since I was 13 years old has been music. So nothing scheduled yet. I'm still working out the kinks, but I'm going to be coming out with a monthly show called Symphony for the Devil. And we're going to be talking all things music and horror related and how they coexist with each other, their influences on each other. We're going to talk about, we're going to go all the way back to medieval times, talk about the dreaded trichord that was outlawed. We're going to talk about film scores. We're going to do artist profiles on your favorite pop, heavy metal, rock and roll stars like Alice Cooper, Kiss, and who knows, maybe we'll do some in-studio jamming as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And just a little something different, a little music instead of just scary movies. Quinn?
All right, so mine's a little bit still in development, but don't worry. We're going to get it together. Basically, the long short of what mine's going to be is short horror stories, original content, original writing. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We're going to keep you updated with it. So keep your eyes open.
Excellent. And to play off of the Gov, to prove that the band and the core show isn't breaking up, we probably have our biggest announcement yet.
You think?
And that is on April the 9th. Scarifyer will go to hell. Quinn, why don't you tell everybody what that means?
All right, so Scarifyer is going to hell because we are going to be talking to the director of Jason Goes to Hell himself, Adam Marcus.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, we're going to talk about Jason Goes to Hell. Obviously, we're going to talk about his entire career, including his latest movie, Secret Santa, and the upcoming and long-awaited Hearts of Darkness, the making of Final Friday, which he is producing right now as we speak. We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into the dirt, and you guys are in for a real treat. It's going to be a very fun conversation with Adam Marcus. So mark your calendars, April 9th. Scarifyer Goes to Hell.
Scarifyer.
Well, tradition's tradition, and as always, Gov, give us the backstory on Leprechaun 1993.
With a quoted budget of just under $1 million, writer-director Mark Jones stated he began writing the script in 1985 and spent a long time developing the Leprechaun's character, which he initially envisioned as a horrible, murderous creature, but which became a more comedic and developed character before filming began. Warwick Davis, who had experienced a dry spell after playing the protagonist in Willow, liked the script and was excited to play against type. Jennifer Aniston, who was unknown at the time, impressed Jones that he fought to have her cast in the film. Leading up to the film's release, Trimark engaged in an aggressive marketing campaign, partnering with the National Basketball Association and American Stock Exchange. After failing to secure deals with either corporate headquarters, individual franchisees, Domino's Pizzas, and Subway, Leprechaun opened on January 8th, 1993 in 620 theaters and took in $2 million on its opening weekend, going on to gross just over $8 million. The film had a strong VHS life from company Vidmark, selling over 100,000 copies, thus leading to multiple sequels and reboots.
Definitely a unique movie.
I'll say.
Kind of fits in with our big news. 1993, same year as Jason Goes to Hell.
The movie Leprechaun should have gone to hell.
We didn't.
I think we all visited hell with this one.
I swear we didn't do this on purpose.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We don't think that far ahead.
No.
But, Gov, Quinn, what are your first initial thoughts and reactions to Leprechaun?
Getting lobotomized.
I don't know what I deserve for this kind of punishment.
To forget this happened. I was never into this movie. I've known about it. I've seen it. It's a staple of the Sci-Fi Channel. I think
that says something.
Yeah, every time there's at least one of these things on Sci-Fi Channel around St. Patties Day, and it was never my thing. It looks stupid to me as a young man. It still looks stupid to me. It is. Oh, nice. I don't even know what this movie's trying to be at the end of the day. Like I said during the production back history, it was meant to be a serious dark take on a mythical character, and it just unraveled into this goofy, almost kiddie-like comedy. This could go, if this were a paperback, it could go next to Goosebumps on my bookshelf.
But the crazy thing about it, something worked because we have like 7 sequels.
Something caught on, absolutely.
Exactly.
I just don't get it.
It kind of hit upon that weird trend that was happening in the early 90s with Child's Play, Gremlins, Critters.
Weird, small creatures that I guess can chase you at knee length is scary because they all have that tracking shot.
Yeah.
Where it's the POV of the small creatures, whether it's a doll or a leprechaun or a critter.
You guys just explained my childhood with my mother.
I mean, maybe that's what it's for.
Terrorize you.
Maybe it's for mothers who hate little children.
Give them ideas.
Yeah.
This is again, weird movie, weird time. I mean, it's almost like Ernest scared stupid, just with a little gore.
Stupid being the operative word there.
Yeah, that's the highlight of the movie.
I will say this on a positive note: the Warwick Davis, his makeup is pretty iconic. It has stood the test of time. Can we agree on that?
Again, I think it just goes to what they really wanted to develop. This is probably another attempt at a Freddy, some kind of iconic look, interesting, different character. Because whether you love or hate this movie or this franchise, somebody remembers it. It's standing.
A lot of people remember it.
I mean, it's stood the test of time.
Yeah, it left an impression. You see the character, you know exactly what it is.
Right.
I mean, technically, you can call it a success. Yeah, I mean, the budget's $1 million, just under, and it grossed $8 million.
Yeah, it did, and it grossed even more on home video. So no, it worked. Hence why we got so many sequels and reboots. I don't get it. I understood Child's Play more than I understood this. Child's Play, they wanted to make a horror movie with a charismatic character. This one, I feel like, was just a weird tonal shift. It's meant to be scary. He's cracking jokes, and they have, with the exception of a couple F-bombs and a very little bit of gore, this could easily have been a made-for-TV Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. Honestly.
So then, are you saying that it's like almost too mild for a horror movie? I'm just trying to
In terms of this first one, yeah. I know I keep repeating myself, the attempt was to make it serious. And I've also heard reports that Warwick Davis himself really started hamming it up, especially when he got the costume and he saw what he looked like.
But how can you take yourself seriously when you look like that?
They gave him pink pants.
But it works. Whatever he did worked. They kept it.
I will say he's the only reason to watch the film, in my opinion. He is entertaining, I'll give you that.
Quinn, let me ask you a serious question here.
Uh-oh.
Which friend had a worse debut? Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun or Courtney Cox in Masters of the Universe?
That's a trick question.
I know it's a trick question. I really want to say Jennifer Aniston because at least Masters of the Universe is entertaining to watch.
Gov.
A couple of shots and the movie's really entertaining. I'm not going to lie.
Fair enough.
Everyone's staring at me.
Isn't it amazing how Jennifer Aniston of 1993 is the same Jennifer Aniston of 2021?
It's just
every single movie she's been in between then, she is the same exact character.
I suppose it is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I am not the biggest Jennifer Aniston follower. I really don't know much of her career besides
you can get out.
Friends, I think was a kind of a big deal for its time.
It's still a big deal, big oaf.
I saw her in a movie with Jim Carrey. That was neat. But I think I see what you're saying, Ace. She does really pretty much, you get Jennifer Aniston when you hire Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston is Jennifer Aniston.
Whether it's acting or looks, I think the credit goes to plastic surgeon for that one. But, hey, it works for her.
Dude, she's Greek. They don't age.
Got it.
They do not age. I'm a huge Jennifer Aniston fan, so don't come at me.
While on casting, I will like to shout out, I did enjoy Chubbs from Teen Wolf in this movie.
I was going to ask you about him. How do you think Mark Holton did?
I thought he did good. I liked, he kind of played this simple-minded, innocent character, almost reminiscent to the Lenny character in Of Mice and Men.
Sure.
I think he was drawing a little bit of that with his Ozzy character. And fun fact, he is the only one from the original film who returned in the latest installment a couple years ago, Leprechaun Returns. Even Warwick Davis didn't come back for that one, but he did and reprised his character. So I liked them. I think the cast overall, as unknown and as little as they are, was solid, especially with this absurd material. This is really hard to try to pull off.
They worked well with what they got.
Exactly, because you got, a lot of TV actors and a cult actor like Warwick Davis, and then an unknown Jennifer Aniston, and they made the film go. I mean, they pulled it off with whatever they were trying to do.
Yeah.
The most known actor in this movie is by far the kid who was in Mr. Nanny and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
He's got the best line in the movie.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
He nails it.
And he still plays that annoying kid that is in every other movie he's ever played in.
Oh, sure. This is your Kevin McAllister character for the evening.
Right.
But, I really thought...
Complete with Bart Simpson slingshot.
Let's see. It's the boys! This isn't fair!
So, the plot's interesting. Man attends mother's funeral and then on the way back from Ireland finds a leprechaun.
I buy it.
Yeah. A little simplistic. I mean, I guess we'll go with that. And then said leprechaun is looking for his pot of gold, and this is an evil, manipulative creature who will stop at nothing, including a lot of murder, to get pots of gold. But lucky for this man, he happens to have a 4-leaf clover that apparently is the kryptonite to this leprechaun, which I don't think is... that's confusing. You'd think he would like a 4-leaf clover, no?
Technically, they're two different mythologies, to be totally honest.
4-leaf clovers were supposed to be aspiring for luck, also for good passage for death, as well as coin. Leprechauns really don't have anything to do with 4-leaf clover. That's the thing that I find kind of ironic about this film. The thing that was supposed to be about leprechauns, they just aren't supposed to get caught. And what it is if you catch a leprechaun, you have to show the person to the pot of gold, and then that's it. End of story. If you save a leprechaun is indebted to you. That is the difference. There is no connection between leprechauns and 4-leaf clovers, so that's kind of a odd mix because 4-leaf clovers are good luck.
That's
so
what I'm
I guess
saying.
what they're trying to play at is this leprechaun is bad, so good luck would,
subdue him.
Exactly.
Because apparently it's good enough to trap him in a crate for, 20 years or something like that. To which we jump forward to modern times. Leprechaun is trapped in a box in the basement of a house that's just sold to Tori, played by Jennifer Aniston, and her father, and then 3 guys who paint are other characters who get involved in this weird, horrific tale of a leprechaun looking for his gold and stopping at nothing, including death by pogo stick. What you guys think of that scene?
Certainly the iconic death of the movie.
You think?
Well, yeah.
If that's what you can call it.
I was confused.
It's really what everybody remembers.
Okay, so here's my question, because I do think that horror movies do this. Do you think they just wanted to be known as the movie that has the pogo stick death?
Well, you want to do something that people remember.
Okay.
Anybody can shoot a gun.
I mean, you're right, and the little kid and Ozzy finding a gold coin and then trying to get it appraised, and the appraisal guy is the one who meets this pogo stick death. I was just confused about why a pogo stick would be spiky at the bottom. And then also, he's getting jumped on his chest, and then all of a sudden the guy has lacerations on his face. Blood for blood? Is that what we're going with here? Or?
Probably. There's no logic behind it, to be totally honest.
I don't think there's a lot of logic behind this movie, to be honest.
No.
Oh, come on, suspend your disbelief.
Oh, why? Well, why? Because the movie's not for me?
Listen, we're talking about a leprechaun who travels all over this town via trike, roller skates, and a very high-powered power wheel. I mean, this is Oscar-worthy stuff, guys.
You know who entertained me? The cop, who was probably the weakest, most pitiful cop I have ever seen in my life.
Then he's not really a cop, is he?
Well, listen, man, those leprechauns, they get you.
Yeah.
They get you.
And before you know it, you're sitting against a tree thanking God that he's not bothering you anymore. Because really all he does is tease people. I mean, he bites them every now and then, but you know what I mean?
I couldn't help but feel bad for Chubbs, because Chubbs kept seeing the leprechaun, and no one wanted to listen to him.
No, it's so true.
Even when they saw the fucking thing, Jennifer Aniston told him flat out, it's not a leprechaun. I don't know what it is, but it's not a leprechaun.
Well, what does she know? But who'd have thought that all you needed to do was throw shoes at him?
Well, listen,
that's
exactly.
a part of folklore.
It's a goofy
Is that real?
movie.
Yes.
So you're telling me that in folklore there are leprechauns who are compulsive shoe shiners?
They're not compulsive shoe shiners.
Because this guy could not skip by a pump
I know.
without buffing it.
That sounds really dirty when you say it like that.
It's supposed to.
But no, that actually is a part of folklore. Genuinely. It's kind of like that shiny object type idea, but it's also leather.
What does leather have to do with it?
They like leather.
So does any BDSM person, but...
Well, that's the thing. Trolls, goblins, leprechauns, they all have a fascination with leather and shoe collections.
Got it, so...
That's also the other thing about, like, remember when he comes, like, out of the box and he mentioned something about, like, buckles?
Yes.
That's a huge thing. They collect it.
They collect buckles?
Yes, that is genuine. Hey, I didn't write this stuff, okay? That's genuinely part of the folklore. So, trust me, I've had this shit beat into me since I was, like, able to walk.
The folklore or this movie?
Thank God just the folklore, because if it was this movie...
I'd feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it just goes to show how this movie really couldn't decide what it wanted to be, because anytime that the slightest little bit of suspense starts building, there's a shoe. And he stops dead in his track and shines a shoe.
That's all you need to do. It's really remarkable.
I mean, it gets goofy.
So, if this world is inhabited by murderous leprechauns, all one needs to do is hold up in a famous footwear, and you're pretty much good to go until somebody finds a 4-leaf clover.
Exactly.
Got it.
At least we have a battle plan for when the invasion happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Everyone's worried about zombies. It's the leprechauns.
Garth, I'm the leprechaun.
Cool it, okay?
I'm the leprechaun.
Stop it, all right?
Don't try and steal me pot of gold.
So for some reason, this movie is popular enough to warrant a lot of sequels
and
reboots, and I don't get why. What do you guys have? You guys looked at any of the sequels?
No.
I mean, not to blow our load in case we want to review one of the sequels, but anything, any Leprechaun fans at Scarifyer?
To be completely honest, this movie kind of falls in the same category as Child's Play with me. It was kind of a one and done deal with me, and I didn't really care for much after that until I started to have to watch these movies for the show.
When it became part of a job.
So, no. I honestly, I just know the basic stuff. I know there was one where he's in space, one where he's in Vegas, one where he's in the hood.
Two of them when he's in the hood.
Two of them when he's, I know Warwick Davis kind of became the staple of the franchise up until recently, and then one movie they had the professional wrestler Hornswoggle do it. Now they got someone else doing it.
Well, yes. It has... I've seen probably more than I want to brag. I've seen, obviously, this one. I saw the second one. I've seen most of the third one where he is in Vegas. Have not seen him in space. Have not seen him in either hoods. And I haven't seen Leprechaun Origins. That's the one with Hornswoggle, where they pretty much throw out all continuity to these movies. He's not even the Warwick Davis character, which, by the way, I want to throw this out here. Apparently, with each of these sequels, it's a different Leprechaun.
What?
That I did not know. But apparently, the character Warwick Davis plays is a different Leprechaun in each movie, with the exception of the very final, the most recent one, Leprechaun Returns, which ironically isn't played by Warwick Davis, but that's supposed to be the one from the first movie and the only one from a previous movie. So 2, he's a different Leprechaun.
Wow,
3, different Leprechaun.
You want to talk about continuity? Hell.
Exactly. Apparently that's what it is. He's a different Leprechaun each movie, looking for a different pot of gold.
So it's almost like anthology in a weird way.
I guess.
Revolving around a creature.
Which, just has the same voice, the same look.
The same characteristics.
The same motive, and tells the same bad jokes.
That is the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard.
But, hey, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yes, no, we're not here to judge. If you are a Leprechaun fan, that's cool.
More power to you. If you can stomach through the movies, then hey.
And you know what? I'll give it its credit. It's March. We just had St. Patrick's Day. I won't lie. This isn't a bad movie. If you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, you're just chilling out of the house and just throwing it on the TV, just for a little bit of fun. I can get behind that.
Somebody from the horror community is going to watch it. At least one of them, or if not all of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? I went through Instagram. I went through Twitter. Everyone was posting on St. Patrick's Day, watching Leprechaun, sitting down with Leprechaun. Got my green dyed beer with Leprechaun.
Yeah. It's a staple among the horror community.
Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I honestly would watch this more regular than I would watch, like, Child's Play.
Yeah.
Just for the holiday connection.
That's true.
It's a niche. I mean, it falls along the lines of those like absurd ones that were all being made around the same time. You got your Leprechauns, and you got your Ginger Dead Mans, you got your Ice Cream Mans, you got Critters, as we pointed out. You got Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman. It's a part of that weird horror niche where it's borderline absurd comedy.
I was going to say, it's absurdities. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Who'd have thought Thanksgiving,
right?
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I still can't get over that killer turkey.
Yeah, well, we also got Killer Tooth Fairy, so...
we're going to have to talk about that film because
Darkness Falls is not scary.
It's suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Step down.
I can't think of anything more to say about Leprechaun, guys.
I got nothing else.
So let's let Google take over.
Okay, so the Internet Movie Database gives Leprechaun 1993 4.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 21%, and Metacritic gives it a very low 17%.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, these are pretty generous until we got there.
And
that makes sense, yeah.
And only 79% of the people on Google like the Leprechaun.
That traces that.
So
that felt high for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its niche.
I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
You like it, that's great. It's just not mine.
So Quinn, how do you rank Leprechaun?
2.
2.
Gov? Well, like I said, I feel like I haven't really given this one much critical thought because I just can't look at it
Don't think about it too much. It's going to hurt you.
You really can't. As far as a weird holiday movie that I don't want it to be Halloween or Christmas, I could see myself maybe one day throwing this on for background noise. But I also, sitting down and watching it, which I've had to do a couple times, it's a very long 91 minutes to get through. It seems like it just drags and keeps going and stuff like that. But I also understand its appeal. Some people really like that campy, corny, one-liner spewing monster character that was set in motion by our beloved Freddy Krueger. I respect its audience. It's just not really my thing and something I haven't really pursued any all. But, it's a part of horror culture, so I'll give it the bump at a 2.5. I've seen a lot worse.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give more credit to I guess the nostalgia factor, the holiday factor, I'm gonna give this a 2.9.
Okay.
Just under a 3. Just because I can enjoy this as a St. Patrick's Day tradition. I can crack open a beer with Mrs. Ace. We can throw this on and just have a little fun with it. It's nothing, obviously, to be taken seriously.
It's something to turn your brain off and just kind of enjoy.
It's mindless entertainment, and it's, did I say it? Fun.
Oh, God.
I knew it was coming.
I was waiting for it.
So it's some St. Patrick's Day fun, so I can get behind that. I give it a 2.9 for the celebratory nostalgia factor.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say that Warwick Davis is the only reason why you should watch.
I will give
these
100%.
He's
yes.
on top of it.
And again,
every scene.
you can't knock the iconic makeup.
No, it's true.
I mean, you know how much money's made off those masks
Yeah.
Leaves an
every year
impression.
for Halloween.
Sure.
You know, they did create an iconic horror character.
Yeah.
So you got to give them that.
Yeah.
Whether the movie, you know, is up to your standards as a good horror movie, no, that's for you to decide. So tell us what you think. Comment in the section below.
And, you know, even though it didn't really click for us here at Scarifyer, as you said, it has a long-lasting legacy that a lot of movies try to do, but some of them aren't just this lucky.
All right, guys. So we have brand new content coming out, big stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're hitting that bell for notifications when we have new content coming out. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for your pleasure. Make sure that you're keeping an eye out for us because we are updating constantly. We got big things coming, so make sure that you're following us. Comment with ideas or suggestions or maybe what you liked about this little oddity of a movie.
Tell your friends.
We'll say next week we'll be 1 week away from Scarifyer Goes to Hell, so maybe I think what we should do, guys, is give them a little preview of a topic we could be getting into with Adam Marcus. With a movie he had a little hand in. So how about 2013's Texas Chainsaw 3D?
Oh, come on!
Really? After Leprechaun?
Haven't we been punished enough?
Well, hey,
man.
You know, why not? Let's have a little fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun. See you next week, folks.
Scarifyer.